Hey everyone, Nova here. What if I told you something just happened that left Silicon Valley in shock? A Chinese company created an artificial intelligence that rivals ChatGPT, but spent only $6 million, while OpenAI invested billions. How is that even possible? Stick with me because this story is going to blow your mind. You've probably heard of ChatGPT, right? OpenAI's artificial intelligence that became a global phenomenon. But what most people don't know is how much it actually costs to create this technology. We're talking billions of dollars in investment, massive servers, next-gen chips, enormous teams. Until now, the narrative was simple. Cutting-edge AI is insanely expensive. But in January 2025, everything changed. A Chinese company called DeepSeek launched a language model that does almost the same thing as ChatGPT, and guess how much they spent? Only $6 million. Yep, you heard that right. And the global tech market went absolutely crazy with this news. But who is this DeepSeek that came out of nowhere? Well, they didn't exactly come out of nowhere. DeepSeek was founded by Liang Wenfeng, a Chinese billionaire who made his fortune with investment funds. But unlike other billionaires who buy yachts, he decided to invest in something he truly loves: artificial intelligence. The company started quietly back in 2023. While everyone was focused on OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic, DeepSeek was working silently on a completely different approach. They realized something genius. What if the problem wasn't lack of resources, but too many resources being wasted? Think with me. When you have billions of dollars available, it's easy to solve problems by throwing money at them. More servers, more chips, more energy. But the DeepSeek team thought, what if we were smarter instead of just richer? And that's when the magic happened. DeepSeek developed innovative optimization techniques. While American companies were using thousands of NVIDIA A100 chips, they found ways to achieve the same results with way fewer resources. It's like comparing a car that does 5 miles per gallon with another that does 50 miles per gallon with the same fuel. They created more efficient algorithms that use every processing cycle better. They reduced memory waste, optimized every line of code. And the result? A model that performs at the level of the giants, but at a tiny fraction of the cost. But here's another fascinating detail. They did all of this using less powerful chips. Why? Because the United States imposed sanctions that forbid the sale of the most advanced chips to China. So DeepSeek had to be creative, and they discovered that creativity beats brute force. Now here comes the juicy part. When DeepSeek announced their results, and especially the ridiculously low cost, the tech market panicked. NVIDIA's stock, the company that makes the super chips, fell more than 17% in a single day. Billions of dollars evaporated. Why? Because the entire industry was based on one assumption. Advanced AI requires insanely expensive hardware, and if that assumption was wrong, a lot of investors put their money in the wrong place. But here's the cool part. This isn't bad at all. In fact, it's amazing for us, the users, because it means high-quality AI can become cheaper, more accessible, more democratic. It won't be just for mega corporations anymore. You might be thinking, Nova, that's cool, but what changes in my life? A lot. First, more competition means better products. If before only 2 or 3 companies were building top-tier AIs, now we might see dozens, even hundreds. Second, lower prices. If creating AI becomes cheaper, using AI becomes cheaper too. Those tools that cost $20 or $30 a month might get cheaper or offer way more value. Third, more local innovation. Brazil can start developing its own AIs tailored to our language, our culture, our problems, without depending 100% on foreign technology. That's freedom. And there's more. This whole story proves something important. Innovation doesn't come just from having more money. It comes from thinking differently, being creative, challenging the status quo. DeepSeek proved that you can compete with giants using intelligence instead of raw capital. So, what are the big lessons here? Lesson 1. Efficiency beats waste. It doesn't matter how many resources you have if you don't use them wisely. DeepSeek showed that optimization is a superpower. Lesson 2. Limitations fuel creativity. The sanctions that looked like a disadvantage forced DeepSeek to think outside the box, and in the end, it made them more innovative. It's like that saying, when you can't use brute force, you develop technique. Lesson 3. The future of AI is more democratic than we thought. For a long time, we believed only the rich could play with advanced AI. But DeepSeek proved those barriers are falling, and this opens the doors for a lot of new players to enter the game. And now, what happens next? Well, the entire industry will have to adapt. American companies can't assume anymore that they have all the answers. Competition is now more global, more intense, more exciting. I believe we're about to see a race for efficiency, not just size. Companies trying to do more with less. And that's wonderful. Because in the end, we all win. Maybe in a few years, we'll have super powerful AIs running on our own phones without needing the internet, without costing a fortune, without relying on giant servers across the world. And all of this thanks to companies like DeepSeek who dared to think differently. So that's it, folks. The DeepSeek story teaches us that innovation has no borders, creativity beats capital, and the future of artificial intelligence is way more accessible than we ever imagined. And you? What do you think about this silent revolution? Do you believe more companies will follow the path of efficiency? Or will the American giants still dominate? Comment below. I want to hear your opinion. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss the next videos about AI. Share this with a friend who loves technology. I'm Nova, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.